Hello. Not many of us could stretch to the relaunch of the IWC Ingenieur, came out a few years ago, and even if we could, would we? Well, for the more humble amongst us, I'm in no way going to suggest that this Citizen Tsuyosa is in any way really comparable with the IWC, but as far as wrist presence goes, dimensions and quality of finish, I'm going to take a closer look. I've had this watch a couple of years, I know it very well. I want to just plough into some of the finer details that I notice every time it's on the wrist. A couple of years of ownership, Citizen really have done a good job with this. The blue on this blue fade version is quite different under artificial light to natural daylight. See what I mean? Very vibrant in the sunlight. Any of you watching this will be well aware by now that the Tsuyosa is widely available for under $300. I think it retails for about £270 here in the UK. You can always get a 10% discount. And what exactly are we getting for that? Well, let me just re-clarify that I'm not in any way suggesting that this is a direct comparison, but just as far as wrist presence goes, which is what I'm generally concerned about on this channel, the IWC case diameter 40mm, the Tsuyosa 40mm. Thickness, IWC 11mm, Tsuyosa 11mm. IWC lug to lug, that's the height, the length, 46mm, thereabouts. Tsuyosa 47, thereabouts. For our investment, we get a basic, nicely finished 8 series Miyota movement, sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance, and a mix of brush and polish finishing. And it's the finer details I just want to focus on for the next few minutes. It's this mix of brushing, it's the brushing really to the case, the entire case, the lugs, the upper edges of the case, that finishing, the brush, it has a lovely effect in the light. See how it creates a matte sheen contrast to the polished elements of the bezel and the chamfers on the case. And that sheen, I'm going to call it a sheen, extends all the way down the bracelet, presidential style bracelet, to the clasp. Maybe slightly better illustrated in a slightly different light. And the contrast with the the polished center links of the bracelet on a watch for under $300. There's a lot of thought gone into that. It's a great all-rounder. And again, I would say that is the most striking feature of the watch. The mix of fine brushing contrasting with the polish. Another striking feature I find with the Tsuyosa, every time I look down at it, is how the indices pop and stand out from the dial. And that is a combination of pure white indices, beautifully edged with a stainless chrome finish. That stainless edging to the indices is a striking feature on its own. Following the theme of a great all-rounder, the Tsuyosa does have loom. It's not amazing loom, it does last through the night. The hands are the one area that I would possibly change and make them stand out a bit further. I have to say, I even like the white painted logo and the word automatic. I know it's just painted in crisp white, but it certainly pops. The whole watch pops. Please do remember don't be offended. This is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek comparison with the Ingenieur. But as far as wrist wear and wrist presence go, have you seen the case shape? The slight curve down on the lugs. Another area that Citizen have thought about is this presidential style bracelet. I can tell you, I've worn a lot of Seiko bracelets, among others. There's nothing wrong with this bracelet. It is comfortable, it's flexible, possibly a little bit sharp edge down there, but not really, nothing to speak of. And it is very, very comfortable on the wrist. One of those watches that you hardly notice you're wearing. And here's another little surprise that I've only just discovered. Well, were you even aware that you can now turn your Tsuyosa into a Barman Mercier or Maurice Lacroix? Similar looking watch with a new FKM integrated rubber strap. Various colours, transform the watch, wearable in all conditions. In this case, it's AliExpress. I didn't even know about these straps. But look at that, they really can transform the Tsuyosa, can't they? Here is an image I found online of somebody who has done just that with a yellow Tsuyosa. Incredible. It always looks good in the car, the Tsuyosa. And really does have a way of looking so much more expensive than it is. So there we go, a little catch up with the Tsuyosa. A watch commonly available, very popular, and this is a good reminder that this particular watch really can do it all. The accuracy, by the way, has proved to be very good, within 4 or 5 seconds a day. I know it's hit and miss, it's the 8 series Miyota movement, but Citizen do regulate their watches quite well, in my experience. So thanks again to everybody who stayed till the end. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know when I launch future videos. YouTube, there's so much going on with YouTube, videos just get lost if you aren't notified of launches. And I'll see you in the next video.